Bro, there is a huge problem with dating in 2023. Their stakes have never been higher and the competition has never been more fierce. Something along the lines of 30+% of men are going sexless. But does that mean you join that statistic and say, fuck you, dating scene, I'm going full on MGTOW and I don't need any women? Well, in a way, yes. My family told me for a long time, stay away from women. And that doesn't mean like they were women haters, they're women themselves. But they said stay away from women and relationships and just focus on yourself. And I ignored them, right? I was being a little dumbass. And I said, if I meet that hot tin at Walmart in the frozen fruit section, hell yeah, I'm gonna put a ring on it. Never happened. And I'm so glad it didn't. There are a lot of things that we need to learn. Those things are you don't truly understand the negatives of a relationship unless you actually have a relationship. Now, there is another way for you to find out the negatives, and that is for you to personally see it yourself. Well, bro, I forgot to mention this. I've never actually experienced my first relationship. I've never been in a relationship, but I've seen the terrible effects that it's had firsthand if you were not ready for it. I forgot to mention that, and I just wanted to clear it up. So continue the video. You to find out the negatives, and that is for you to personally see it yourself. And I've seen relationships implode, and some of my best friends have lost themselves and become worse because of a relationship that they had that went sour, right? Now, that's not all. I have two friends right now that are doing really well in relationships, and they're really young. They're younger than me by a year and two, and they're doing really good. And one of the girlfriends of my friend is also my friend. So they're all fucking cool, dude. Like they're all awesome people. And they are exceptions though. Like truthfully, they are exceptions. I will not be able to get the same progress or the same outcome as them. And I'm okay with that. Even them that they have great relationships, I still see them experience the negatives that every other relationship goes through as well. One of those is sacrificing. You can call me selfish as hell. I don't give a fuck, okay? You have to sacrifice your time when you're in a relationship. If you are, let's say, playing video games, right, and you're on a killing streak, dude. You got a 5K quintuple kill, dude. You're just carrying your team and going ham, and then your phone rings. You're like, shit. You gotta pick her up because fuck, she's doing something and she wants to talk to you, and you're like, fuck, dude, and you gotta leave in the middle of a match, and it's competitive, bro. Come on, you don't want to leave in the middle of that. Or you're working out and you're about to hit your PR and you're like, shit, yeah, I finally get time to work out. And now you got to, talk to her for a little bit. And you're like, okay, 5 minutes, 2 hours goes by. You're like, shit, my workout window is closed. I'm feeling tired now. I'm fucking lethargic. And it's a lot of sacrificing half and half. And now some guys are genuinely scared to be with modern day women. And I would say a good percentage of modern day women aren't worth it, right? Speaking from personal experience. But bro, that doesn't mean all of them are like that. If you're going to find a good relationship with a good woman, that's about the same chances of you opening up a successful business. And I'm talking about like a 10 out of 10 perfect woman for you. Like she suits you perfectly. So why not have both? If you're able to open up a business that's going to generate you 6 or 7 figures because you put everything into it as an entrepreneur, and getting a woman who's going to give you her everything. And I was talking to my bro about that, right? And I'm like, bro, you have to have a lot of money to get the better women. And he's like, well, isn't that just uh, gold digging? Like, aren't they just gold digging for your money? And in terms, it may seem like that, right? Like, fuck, why do I have to have money to get a good woman? And it's like, if she's going to give me her everything, right? I want to make sure that I can give her everything, give her like a good life. And now, money is not required to have a good life, but you are less susceptible to the problems that break down a relationship and you mentally, because everything that you do is mental, right? And if you have problems paying your bills, if you have problems, paying off your car note, if you have problems going out to eat, if you're starving, if you focus so much on bills, or I don't have money for tomorrow, what am I gonna eat for lunch? I gotta work. Oh shit. Then that's gonna take a toll on your relationship and her, and she's not gonna want to be around you for that. When there's a cool guy, all his shit together, he's good looking, he's got money, and he comes up and he starts to like soothe her problems over. she will fall out of love with you, right? And that's just women's nature. That's human nature, bro. Like if you meet a woman and she's really beautiful, and all of a sudden she gains 300 pounds, and like her hair is, you know, and then she looks like a fucking beach potato well, and you're gonna be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And bro, which leads into basically never settling for a woman. You have your goal. You have that woman in your mind. Think of the 10 out of 10 perfect woman that suits you like a glove. Okay? Go down from hair color, eye color, teeth alignment, skin tone, every single thing that you want in a woman, picture it, right? Imagine how her height, everything, right? And that's what you want. And now maybe you're not going to get the exact replica unless you like get really deep into AI and create her yourself, dude. But imagine that woman and put her like up here, like tack it, right? And then all the women that you're going to come across are basically not that, right? There's a big gap, right, between the two. And if you settle for any of this, you're settling. You're basically giving up on this. Like, I couldn't get this because that's too far out of my reach. So I'm going to get these down here, which is not fucking good. Which leads into the next part of that, which is practicing. I was having a conversation, I was having a bro conversation, right? A brovation, if you will, talking about, hey, we should go on a Saturday to the mall and just like start trying to like pick up girls, right? Like not physically. I'm like, no, like try to like hit on them and stuff, like try to spit game. And he's like, I don't know about that, man. Maybe. And I'm like, bro, no, it'll be fun. It'll be cool. Trust me. Now we never got around to it, and I'm glad we didn't because you're not. I know. I get the whole premise of it. The whole, well, we're practicing. You know, I'm not gonna fucking love her. I'm not gonna like fall in love with her, but the chances of it are increasing every time. What if you, hey, because you're going to go want to practice on girls that you are attracted to. You're going to want to practice on that girl that looks pretty cute, right? And like, hey, I wonder if I can get her. And what if you do? Hmm. What if you think, maybe? And then you're like, I could take her on a date, right? Like, it's not gonna hurt anything. We're just practicing. And then how long until her being pregnant is just practicing? And let's say you're not gonna get her pregnant. How long until the feelings are not practicing anymore? Right? And you're like, shit. I caught feelings now, bro. This ain't gonna end well for me, and it really doesn't. But bro, I know the hardest part about all of this, and the hardest part about not being in a relationship is the feeling of being alone. Right? You think, well, how long? How long until I'm able to get in a relationship? And maybe your family tells you wait until you're 25, like mine did. Right? My family's like, hey, wait until you're 25, and I'm like, shit, that's a long time from now. I'm 23, so it'll be 2 years. But even then, I'm like, no, what if I can wait longer? What if I can cash out later and just rake in the value? Excuse me, fucking hiccup. And I'm like, what if I can just wait off, hold off on it? But then I'm like, there's that thought in your mind, right? That creeps up. And it's like, how long can you go without being will you look lame? Will you be like, will you not be able to experience that young love, that young and dumb type of experience? And it's like, shit, dude. And then you start to think, well, what if I never end up with anyone? What if I miss out on all the beautiful women? We miss out on the young experiences. And now that basically comes out to sacrifice. Now, what do you really want to sacrifice for your goal? Now, you can see it as two ways. Either one, you can say, look, I put all the chips on the table. I'm going to sacrifice everything that I have to in order to make it, and I will succeed. And that is a really good way to do it. I mean, if you really truly believe in yourself that you can do it, that's a good way. There's a second part that it meets it. I would say this is a great way too, is just to think, once I make it, I'll get in a relationship, right? And the sooner I make it, the better. But the problem with that is you kind of lead yourself into thinking, well, as soon as I see some type of success, I can be in a relationship. And I've seen a lot of the quality. I've seen this quality and a lot of high achievers, and that is they basically hold off in relationships as long as possible until they know that they are ready. until they know that their money, they don't have to worry about it, until they know that, hey, I all I have to do is maintain my body, which is a lot less work than building up the muscle. They can say, hey, I don't really have a care in the world. And I want to share that with someone else, that experience of not having a care in the world. And it may seem sad at times, right? It may seem like, shit, how long that thought. And really that thought should be chalked up to, I don't care. When it happens, after I achieve everything, when it happens because I will feel completely different from today to that day. All right. And honestly, it would be a lot better to sacrifice all that than to say, I'm going to experience the young and dumb love today and end up having your heart broken like what, a year or two, and you spend like a good 1 or 2 years, and then the recovery time is another what, 1 to 2 years if you really genuinely care about this person. So it's not worth the time. It's worth to just feel a bit lonely, which is not bad because once you get used to it, dude, and you understand that loneliness can be a big fuel in your fire. And it took me a while to realize that it's okay to be lonely. It's okay to not run and tell someone your problems. It's okay to not want to be hugged and like be in a relationship like kiss and stuff and be intimate. Once you pretty much accept that, that drive, that fuel will push you so much further. And I'm glad that I learned that sooner than later. And it may seem sad. I mean, fuck, that's depressing as hell. It's not, dude. Wait till you do it. If you experience this, I'm happy for anybody that does and truly understands it. It doesn't make you like, it doesn't shoot you across. Like, it's not gonna make me a fucking millionaire just because I'm like, I like being alone. No, instead, it just makes you realize, it makes you appreciate yourself more, and it grows self love, which is what you need to be like partially qualified in a relationship. But bro, thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad that you made it this far. Uh, I hope you do meet the fucking love of your life, dude. And later, dude.